Thank you for joining us for the 2-minute drills. I'm Aram Allegiance, San Gabriel Valley Newspaper Group football writer, joined by Little Stevie R, the Pasadena Star News Prep Sports editor, Steve Ramirez. Stevie, we got a special game coming up this week, a burgeoning rivalry. We have Muir against Muir Northwest, which would be, of course, Alemany, home of all of Muir's great talent that didn't stick around. Guys like Derek Holmes, who we'll see this week. Guys like Vernon Adams, who's blowing it up now at Eastern Washington, that went to Alemany by way of Pasadena. All these great Pasadena families that have decided to leave Pasadena, at least for the high school years, and go play somewhere else. Isn't that great? Anyways, Muir and Alemany this week, both teams 1-0. Stevie, you know a little bit about Muir's win last week.
Yeah.
Salesian.
They played Salesian, who is this week is #1 in the Northeast Division, which, by the way, is Rio Hondo Prep's division. So that kind of shows you where Salesian is. Right. And Muir had to go overtime and won 18-12, which is
great year.
Is a great way to start out the year for them. I thought I thought they would win, but I thought it'd be more convincingly. So it doesn't bode well for facing a team like Alemany, which is one of the top teams in the elite division. Right.
Well, obviously, everyone knows Alemany is a Pac-5 contender. They are, a Sarah League power. They've got those shuttles that take players, and guys. Well, I'm just being honest, Freddie. They got talent, and it's very familiar talent. So don't think the Muir players don't know that. Don't think they don't know half the guys on the roster up at Alemany. So this is somewhat of a rivalry game. I guess the big question, though, Stevie, is can Muir run with these guys? Can Muir hang with them?
You call it a rivalry, though. It hasn't even been competitive, has it?
No.
Well,
Like last year, it was a blowout win for Alemany. It's kind of looking...
Why does Muir play this game? All right, fair enough.
Well, traditionally Muir's trying to take on tough teams.
But why Alemany?
It's as competitive as the turkey tussle.
No, but you fine. But you lose to Alemany and you're losing players to them too.
Yeah,
I mean, why would you?
But they've been losing players anyways, and so has Pasadena, and so has some of the other.
Maybe they beat them one year and all of a sudden the shuttles stop. I don't know. Does Muir have any chance, Freddie or Stevie, to run with these guys? I mean, does Damian Williams have a chance to put on a show at quarterback?
I think they have what Fred calls in the past a puncher's chance.
Right.
They can score at any time. I mean, the thing I noticed about covering Muir last year is they'll go through series where, 3 or 4 series where they won't get a first down, and then all of a sudden, boom, an 80-yard run here, a 75-yard run there.
They're explosive.
And at the end of the game, their stats look fine.
Yeah.
And that works in the Pacific League, I think. I'm not so sure it's going to work against Alemany.
Right.
Because if they're not moving the ball for 3 or 4 series, they might be down by 3 touchdowns.
Well, win or lose, I think that Muir, this will serve them well for the Pacific League coming up, where they'll be trying to defend their league championship and maybe do some damage in the Southeast playoffs. I've got Alemany in this game. I think it's probably going to be pretty easy. How about you, Stevie?
Yeah, I can't see Muir being able to keep up with them, and I think last year they beat him by 30 or so, or something like that.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be close to that. Unless
Now, is this game local, Stevie? This is at Muir?
Yeah, it's at Muir.
At Muir. So fans, get on out there. I mean, it'll be a short jaunt for those of you that have family playing at Alemany. You'll just be able to stay in town and go watch Alemany play in your home city. So that'll be pretty cool. All right, Stevie's got Alemany big. I've got Alemany big. Maybe Muir can get some magic going and cause an upset here, and a lot of people would really be excited about that. But get on out to Muir, support your Mustangs. And support your Muir Northwest players as well. That's Friday night at 7 o'clock. Little Stevie R will be there. We'll be back Friday night.
What does that make LaSalle and Cathedrals like we had last week?
I don't think it's as pronounced as Alemany and Muir.
Okay.
Again, Derek Holmes was at Muir. Now he's at Alemany.
Okay.
Real quick, who do you guys have in the other the Pasadena special? Pasadena LaSalle this week.
I have LaSalle. I think they bounce back.
I have LaSalle. They didn't look like I said. When you look at that score, it was 34-9, but Cathedral had like 3 big plays, which totaled about 200 yards. So for 80% of the game, they were right there with them.
I just like that game's finally being played. And lastly, the last game, which was in the Pasadena area, let's just talk about it real quick. Kurt Scobie's debut on Friday night with Monrovia against...
Revenge game against Ayala. Monrovia lost that game on the road last year in a close game that Monrovia fans thought there was no way they should have lost. They questioned play calling, they questioned refereeing, they questioned their own players. I think Muir gets revenge in a big way. Monrovia gets revenge in a big way. Yeah. We have Ayala fans, Fred, calling us out on the blogs. I don't know if you've seen that.
I've seen
for not giving them credit. And we both picked El Dorado last week, and Ayala went upside their head. So maybe Ayala's reloaded. I didn't hear good reports about them this summer. That's kind of why I went against them. But if they can go in there and play hard with Monrovia, and they are the D2 team.
And I'll tell you what about Monrovia. My guess, and I know they've won 3 championships in a row. This is the best player they've had. You look at running back, skill player, at running back in the last, better than anyone they've had the last 3 years.
Better than the best since Akil Harris.
Best since Akil Harris, I really think. We've all seen Kurt Scobie. I saw him last year in that game against at Bishop Amant against St. Paul. Yeah. He was the only player St. Paul had that can move the ball. If this guy is healthy, if he doesn't cramp up, because he has a lot of issues, he's so muscular. Sometimes he cramps up, and I know it's going to be hot. But if this guy is healthy, he is going to be unstoppable this year in that league and in that division.
And if he's not healthy,
and against teams like Ayala.
Yeah, and if he's not healthy, they got other guys.
When I was talking
to Jones,
when I was
starting anywhere,
talking to Coach Maddox before the season, he really loves his offensive line this year. He thinks it's his best line since he's been.
And you throw Scobie behind that.
And
see ya.
Yeah, so there you have it. There's your Pasadena
3-game wrap.
3-game wrap right there. Get out to a game on Friday night and enjoy it, fans. We'll be back on late Friday night to talk about it on the U.S. Army Prep Extra Live post-game show. Enjoy it.